diving into my anxiety even further, as a second part to that other video, I guess I talk about, how much of a shock it is when the people you grow up with and you're around all the time, you start to realize that they think what they think about you, and what they probably thought a lot of their lives growing up was very different from what you thought about yourself in your head, your entire life growing up, and how you still feel about yourself. I think being shaken from anxiety, and constantly having, when your thoughts are complex and you don't always think about things that are necessarily right in front of you, and, I don't know, it's very hard for people to interpret your thoughts or emotions, and to even assume anything from that. And that adds to even another really comprehensive layer of anxiety when, like, your support system is just failing around you, and they talk to you less. It seems like they have an opinion about, or like a lack of confidence about your ability to think and comprehend things, and it's like a domino effect, and you can't really I don't know, you'll tell people things that happen that upset you over time, that are unrelated, and they just take everything for like paranoia. They just put everything on you and point the finger at you and I think it's really hard to think. I think adults would act how they acted in my professional setting, and that was like the beginning. And then it was just a domino effect, and whether I was accurate or inaccurate in social interactions in my community or not, but like, I think people not even considering that they're thinking of me in a certain way. And I am, I think people just showed me from that community, my entire childhood growing up, they didn't really think highly of me, and they didn't really respect me, and they didn't really want the same goals and things for me that I wanted my entire life, up to this point, up to, I continue to pursue. But, a lot of women break your heart. You're not necessarily willing to just dive into dating, and on top of everything else, I have my own things I have to deal with that nobody wants any part of, I'm sure. So we'll see. But I think, and then there's like a point of moving forward past that, and I haven't done that yet. I'm still getting over it, because people they think they know what's best for you, and they think like they can like not respect you, and then like try to, like, they think they're helping you, and they keep trying to be in your life, and you keep wondering like, how did this person take this? How does this person really feel? And you probably got signs that they probably didn't believe in you, didn't respect you, thought differently than you thought of yourself, I guess. So it's a lot. Everything is a lot. And that's why I'm talking about it, because this is something that I think, I need to talk about. Because very few people seemed like they wanted to listen to me. And still to this point. So I'm still moving forward past people who consider, and then, they continue to try to tell me how I feel and who I am. And like, you can't do that. Like, that just means you don't respect that person, and you should stay out of their life and move forward and move on. And like, you feel like you have to help that person because they need it, then you don't respect that person. They dealt with a lot of things that you didn't understand, and you need to leave that person alone. Like, you don't respect that person, and I don't know how many times that person, what that person has to do to, like, you're not helping that person. You're further traumatizing that person and I have people still doing that in my life that make things very frustrating, because they like hide their opinions in the shadows and try to fucking, like, be a part of my life, but their opinions in the shadows further traumatize my situation and frustrate me, and that's why I'm probably making these videos right now, because I feel like I you know. Well, I just feel like I have to. I'm just getting frustration now. I can't work out right now. My car's still stuck where it is, waiting for money to transfer. So I'm just making a video. And then I think you also have to factor in, there's other parts to this, and there's parts I'm probably going to leave out of this video that maybe I'll make a third part, maybe I'll make a fourth part. I've had friends, like good friends throughout my life, probably starting in college. Thinking back now, this whole situation has reshaped my memories in ways where I've looked back at even childhood things where kids that I didn't know that well would invite me over their house for like playtime, and thinking now, like now into the present moment, I'm like, that was interesting. Just, different. But had a lot of friends probably since college, I'd say 3 or 4, who were, good friends of mine, and they understood who I was. They understood that I was only attracted to women, and, they continued to pursue their attraction to me throughout my friendship to the point where I had to stop being friends with these people. These male friends that I have, and these are like some of my best friends that I had that I spent time with, and spending hours with, and not having one single thought of being interested in them sexually or being attracted to them in that kind of a way. Like, I think there's a line between people who I don't know, I guess maybe they're bisexual or they're into a certain things, where I think you either are attracted to something or you admire something. You admire in a way like, I wish I had that, or I wish I was that. And there's a line between the two, and I definitely fall on the admiration line, and that's just personal opinion and personal perspective. But I've had friends in the past who have gotten to the point where they have literally been so convinced themselves, people I spent a lot of time with, that they could continue to pursue their attraction to me and it would go somewhere. And nope, never has. And never once has it gone somewhere. I've even had times where I've gone out to bars and things like that. And I was even offered up to $100 one time to have somebody perform something on me, and I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested even for money. So I've had all these things, and even that time was I'd consider a traumatizing experience, having somebody offer me money when I was under the influence of alcohol, thinking they could take advantage of me. And, I had other instances where I've gone out to bars and had people try to take advantage of me. Not interested and don't appreciate the experiences and the memories either. So, and having to lose friends that you're good friends with and you enjoy their company, you enjoy, their comedy, you think they're funny, you think that they, they're just fun to hang out with. And then all of a sudden the switch flips and you have to realize that they think of you differently in your head. Does anybody, if you know what that's like or you don't know what that's like, I've had that happen to me numerous times, and I have proof of it. I even have proof of it on like social media, Facebook I don't even use anymore, of one of my friends from college continuing to pursue me on Facebook Messenger and not leaving me alone, and sending me pictures that I found disgusting and he thought could like make me interested in him, I guess, or interested in what he wanted. And nope, not the case. So you have to understand everything, and I probably still have things that I still have left out of these videos. We'll see though. Just getting things off my chest. Remembered something for this one before I put the video together. There's also the element of like limited social interaction over time, and I believe that if I talk to a therapist, they'll probably find me, like I've said before in other videos, somewhere on the autistic spectrum. And when you're on that spectrum, the more social interaction or less social interaction you get completely changes your ability to socialize, and it's different for everybody. And I guarantee you, if I did the research, I could prove it. I'd love for somebody to disprove it. I'm not 100% positive, but I'm pretty sure from personal experience. And basically, like my diminished social interaction, I would count months at a time where I would have social interactions you could consider personal or impersonal that lasted for maybe my maximum social interactions for periods of like months at a time would be minutes. We're talking 3 to like 5 minutes on on the span of like months at a time, I had like my longest social interactions were like 3 to 5 minutes long. So holding eye contact and things like that became very difficult for me in different social interactions. And people definitely interpreted my social skills or my lack of social skills around the time that all these things influenced me. I personally believe, things like eye contact, things like body language, people just jumped all over those things without talking to me about anything. My personal opinion for my community, at least what I saw, and completely changed how they felt about me and treated me and tried to hide it as much as they could. So, yeah, fuck them.